Okay, dear friends, today's our topic is product cycle model. It was introduced by Vernon in 1966. It's a product cycle model introduced by Vernon in 1966. Last class we studied what is a technological gap model. But this product cycle model is a generalization and extension of a technological gap model. It is a generalization and extension of technological gap model. And what is this model? Okay, we will I will briefly explain this model. When a product is introduced, it usually requires highly skilled labor to produce. Okay, according to this model, when a product is introduced, it usually requires highly skilled labor to produce that product. Okay, as the product matures and acquires mass acceptance, it becomes standardized. As the product matures and acquires mass acceptance, it becomes standardized. It can then be produced by mass production technique and less skilled labor. Initially, it requires a highly skilled labor, but after it becomes standardized, it can be produced with a less skilled labor. Okay. Therefore, comparative advantage in the product shift from advanced nation, that is originally introduced nation, to less advanced nations where labor is relatively cheaper. This may be accompanied by foreign direct investment from innovating nation to nations with cheap labor. Okay. According to Vernon, high income and labor saving products are most likely to be introduced in richer nations. Usually high income and labor saving products will be introduced in richer nations. There are many reasons for that. First one is opportunities for doing so are greater there. Opportunities for doing high income or labor saving products are so greater in richer countries. Okay. And second one, development of these products requires proximity to markets. Customer feedback for modifying the product also. All these things are required. So these are available at richer countries. And there is a need to provide surveys. That's why Vernon is saying that high income and labor saving products are introduced in richer nations. For example, after the Second World War, US first produced radium with vacuum tubes. But after some period, Japan captures that market by copying that US technology. The main advantages of Japan is labors are cheaply available there. So Japan easily captured that technology. After some period, US then recaptured the market with the transistors. Okay. First US produced radio with the vacuum tubes. Then Japan captures that product because of cheap labor. Then after a period, US again recaptured that market with the transistors. This is the figure for product cycle model. X-axis we will represent the time and y-axis quantity. There are two countries here, innovating country and imitating country. Innovating country and imitating country. Here we consider both production and consumption of these two countries. Production and consumption of these two countries. There are 5 stages under product cycle model. There are 5 stages. Stage 1 is a new phase. new product phase. The portion is OA. Stage 1, the portion is OA, is a new product phase. Product is produced and consumed only in innovating country. The product is produced and consumed only in innovating country. Next, second stage is a product growth phase, AB portion. Product growth phase, second stage, AB. Production increases rapidly to accommodate rising demand at home and abroad. Production of the innovating country increases rapidly to accommodate rising demand not only from his market but also from abroad. That means innovating country started to export at this stage. Okay. At this stage, there is no foreign production. Only that country is producing that product and there is no foreign production. Okay. So, innovating country has a monopoly both home and export markets. Okay. Second stage is the production increase. Under second stage, production increases rapidly to accommodate rising demand at home and abroad. At this stage, there is no foreign production. So, innovating country has a monopoly both home and export market. Next stage, stage 3, BC portion. This is a stage of product maturity phase. Product maturity phase, third stage. Okay. Under this stage, product becomes standardized. Innovating firm may find it is profitable to license other domestic foreign firms to manufacture the product. And at this stage, innovating firm find that it is profitable to that firm to give license other domestic and foreign firms to manufacture the product. Thus, imitating countries started to producing that product for domestic production. Under the stage 3, imitating countries started to produce that product. Okay, under stage 3, product becomes standardized. Innovating firm may find it is profitable to license other domestic firms and foreign firms to manufacture that product. Thus, imitating country starts producing the product for domestic consumption. And stage 4, CD portion. Under this stage, imitating country facing lower labor and other cost. Comparatively cheaper labor and other cost of production is very low in imitating country and the product become standardized. Okay. Under this stage, the imitating country started to sell the product in the third market. So, production of the innovating country declines under this stage. Again, I am repeating. Under stage 4, imitating country facing lower labor and other cost and product becomes standardized. And imitating country started to selling in that product in the third market. That is, imitating country started to export that commodity. The production of innovating country declined under this stage. Okay. Last stage, stage 5, the past point D. Imitating country starts underselling innovating country. Production of innovating country declines rapidly. Under the last stage, imitating country starts underselling innovating country. That means imitating country started to export that product to the innovating country. Production of innovating country declines rapidly during that stage. This is the 5 stages. We consider the stage 4 and 5 as a product decline stage. 1, stage 2, stage 4, this is stage 5. Okay. We know product cycle model is an extension of or generalization and extension of a technological gap model. And the technological gap model emphasizes the time lag in the imitation process, but the product cycle model stress the standardization process. This is the main difference. Technological gap model emphasizes the time gap in the imitation process, and product cycle model stress the standardization process. Product cycle model tries to explain dynamic comparative advantage for new product. HO model explains static comparative advantage. Product cycle model tries to explain dynamic comparative advantage for new product. HO model explains static comparative advantage. This is what product cycle model. The main references is Salvatore. I think it's clear to you. If you have any doubt, please share in the group. Okay, thank you.